I'm back again to do a little bit of a reading on this energy. I know that today is a celebrated holiday in the United States, Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you who do celebrate. And it's not that I do not, yeah, give or take, but my family gets together the Friday after Thanksgiving. So I have today all to myself. And what happens when I have all of my energy to myself and it's quiet, there's no interruptions, I get flooded with messages. So I figured, why not? I'll come on live and just see if there's anybody out there that wants to join in on the messages. If not, the replay will be out there for you all because some of the messages I wanted to reveal before I actually get into the cards is this. This was big for me because I've been doing a lot of readings, and even yesterday's message, or even all last week, the message with the Mercury retrograde and with the fire, the grand fire trine. Hello, Lisa. Happy. With all this fiery energy, and then the message to slow down so that we don't miss details. And I received this morning a flood of more deeper insight on why this is so important. And the main reason is because, and I always forget this, but it makes a lot of sense. Sagittarius energy. We are connecting to a place in the cosmos known as the Great Attractor. And for those of you who are not aware of what that is, definitely do your research. Google it. The thumbnail to this live is a photo of the Great Attractor, and this is extremely magnetic energy. So, and we have a new moon coming up on Saturday, Sunday, depending on where you are, in Sagittarius. Mercury's retrograde in Sagittarius. It all makes sense now. We are extra magnetic. We are attracting to us what is in our vibration, what's in our thoughts, what's in our memories. Hello. And this is like cranked up big time because we're working now with the Great Attractor. So that makes a lot of sense. And the Great Attractor is located at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. Hello. So all of this month moving into December is a call to self-mastery. We are all being brought within through all of the retrogrades that we have been experiencing. And I'm going to talk about a few of them, a big one right now. But this is a time of transitioning from the old, from our lessons, from the past. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Into new energy. And we have this opportunity to actually shift into the new energy now. We have this opportunity even stronger throughout this weekend through the new moon in Sagittarius. So it's really important to slow it down and pay attention. What has life been teaching you through the retrograde energy? And I'm going to warn you guys right now, those of you who are not regulars on here, if comments start to come through that are not of topic of what we're discussing, I will remove them. So, and I will put you in a timeout. So please be respectful of this space. This is a safe space for us to dialogue about our experiences and about energy. So what are we looking at here? These retrogrades, they do guide us inward. Right? Inner standing inward to really contemplate the past, our past experiences, the past pains. Chiron's still in retrograde, right? So that we can learn from it. And through this energy, through this experience, we are gaining more self-awareness. Hi, Darren. Self-understanding, maturity, growth. Emotional resilience, because there's been a lot of emotion that we've been flooded with through the experiences and through what we're learning, right? So many of us feel very tired as we are going through these different waves of retrograde energy. The main one I want to talk about, yes, we know Mercury's now in retrograde for a few weeks till like mid-December. All about our communications or miscommunications, and there's also a potential of people from the past showing up as well. The one I want to talk about is Neptune. We haven't really talked about Neptune in a while. Neptune has been in retrograde for 5 months. And that retrograde ends next Saturday, December 7th. Neptune is retrograded in its own home sign of Pisces. So this has been an experience, and Neptune is very spiritual. Neptune is very, okay, bear with me here. Do I have any moderators here? Anybody that wants to volunteer? That would be lovely when I get into the cards, especially. Hopefully we won't have too many invasions today, but you never know. So Neptune can bring us into the fog, can bring us really deep within our own underworld. It is the underworld. It is the dark night of the soul. So again, collectively, we've been going through a dark night of the soul through the last 5 months of this Neptune retrograde period, which is ending, yay, next Saturday, December 7th. So this is really teaching us, allowing us to face our own challenges on our own, to teaching us to really meet these challenges head on. And a lot of the lessons that we've gone through are beginning to really become embodied, absorbed, understood. And this trial period, this deep, dark dive within our own inner psyche and the underworld of the cosmos is now going to be opening up to triumph. We have trials and tribulations to triumph. So I really feel a lot of amazing energy with this retrograde wrapping up as well. But I'm super excited about the Great Attractor, and I now understand why the guides have been like on me about my thoughts. Watch your thoughts, watch your belief, and all the triggers, and like, what's the story, what's the narrative that arises. It's because what am I creating? Am I recreating the same enactment, the same experiences I've had before? Chiron retrogrades. Chiron is still in retrograde. That ends the end of December 29th. That's been taking us back to our childhood wounds and the wounds and pains that we've experienced from then through adulthood, and or the stuff that we still hold on to through our adulthood. And these wounds get triggered over and over again so that we can clearly see what we're still working with, what we're still hanging on to, what they are, so that we can actually then transmute that energy, change that energy, and allow ourselves to free ourselves from our past and free ourselves from our past. Because Chiron is teaching us self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-understanding. Uranus retrograde is still working with us to teach us adaptability, flexibility, and non-conformity. So that retrograde, it's been a lot of work. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back, all of us, because it's exhausting, it's draining. We've really gone through it deeply, all of us together. So I salute all of you, all of us. We are truly doing this. It's beautiful. And that non-conformity, that non-conformist perspective and energy is the Aquarian energy that we're moving into. So it's beautiful. All right, so I wanted to just give you a little update on that about the Great Attractor, because again, we can attract the same old back into our life, the same lessons, the same old, but when we have more self-awareness, self-understanding, and yeah, sometimes certain things are going to take us into a past version of ourselves, we can transmute that, snap out of it, because we are attracting to us regardless what it is. We are with the Great Attractor right now. So let's get into a message for us all. How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing out there? Are you feeling more energized with all this fire? Or are you feeling the flip side of that, which would be more like frustration and anger? Darren says, I'll have to go back and listen to the start. I was 30 seconds behind. Lisa, cleaning the plate and making room. Yes, yes. Make room for what it is that you desire, what it is that you are hopeful for. What else do we have? Let me just check my notes here. Jupiter still in retrograde as well. Speaking of gifts, Jupiter retrograde ends in February, but that's also teaching us to trust in ourselves and to trust in ourselves, to access our own manifestation abilities, which a lot of us are sloppy. I'll admit, I'm still sloppy, and that's what these retrogrades are helping us with. Many of us don't realize, including myself, how capable, how resilient, how worthy, how valuable we truly are. But Jupiter retrograde is teaching us, is showing us this. And it's asking us to walk the talk, right? It's asking us to apply ourselves. Mars retrograde. Oh, I just gotta, okay. Sorry. Mars goes retrograde also next week, December 6th till February 23rd. Mars only retrogrades every 2 years, so it's been 2 years. And this time around, Mars is retrograding from the sign of Leo back into the sign of Cancer, where it's stationed retrograde to begin with. Mars, and this is that energy, the ruler of Aries, the fire, right? Mars is our inner hero. Mars is the keeper of our energy, our drive, our vitality, our self-assertion, and our potency, our fire. This is an opportunity to transform from cynical to hopeful. And really gaining a lot more trust and faith in the journey while we go through a period of soul searching. Deep inward soul searching, Mars retrograde. Reflecting on our actions from the past and the cause and effect law, where we may have made decisions and choices that were not of the highest and greatest. Determine whether our actions have been heroic and worthy or selfish and unworthy. So this will be an interesting retrogradation period for Mars. It's teaching us healthy use of the masculine energy, not gender, but energy and power. This is going to affect males and females alike. And then, of course, we have Pluto that is no longer in retrograde, station direct. Hello, Martin, into Aquarius for the next 20 years or so, 19, 20 years. Huge transformation occurring across the globe. The new energy of Aquarius, again, non-conformity. I present. All right. So again, let's get into the cards. And I did pull out some the oldie but goodie. These cards are cards are worn down. So we're going to start with the traditional Rider-Waite. How you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? Temperance. It's 9 of Pentacles. And I really truly feel, okay. Oh, we're doing that reverse. Okay. Don't normally read reversals. It really stood out to me to read reversals. So we are going for it. Temperance. 9 of Pentacles. Lisa says tired and hopeful. Stay hopeful. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. It really has. And feeling tired is that inner work we're doing. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through all of those emotions too. And I love that you mentioned keeping calm, Darren, because that's another energy that I know I've been embodying, embracing, and feeling since Pluto moved into Aquarius. No matter what's going on outside of me, and some of it has been quite shocking and just, a lot of energy, being really calm, being really like that in the eye of the storm, really calm. Temperance, bringing a balance within through the emotions. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, which speaks of, this is Venus energy, that which is desired, the things that we hold dear, near and dear to our heart, the things that are of value, are precious, I'm hearing, in this world. Whether it be, I see her in her garden, connecting to the birds, connecting to nature. And the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, followed with the 5 of Cups in reverse. This reversal is talking about this retrograde energy of, we're going to get a little deeper into, it's talking about letting go of the past. Letting go of being stubborn and set in our ways. 5 of Cups in reverse. Overall is I no longer choose to focus on what has been painful, what has been emotionally draining, what has gone wrong, what has been lost. We continue to put our focus and energy onto that. It brings us into depression, and everything is of purpose. Everything happens for a reason, but we don't have to stay there. And the more we focus on it, again, with the Great Attractor that we're working with now, could attract more reasons to feel this way. So it looks as though it's flipping around. Beautiful. Jonah, a little bit under the weather, but I'll be fine. And that's another thing with a lot of the fiery energy, especially if we are not slowing down enough to really feel and hear and understand what life is teaching us to move through and let go of. The body starts to kind of shut down. The body gets really tired. We are all really tired. But I did notice a lot of people getting sick. Martin says, I keep having this recurring Irish saying coming up, akin to a man sitting in front of a warm fire on a raw day. You're not going to know yourself. You're not going to know yourself. Interesting. And it is raining here today. We need rain so bad where I live. It's cold. It's only about 36 degrees. Almost cold enough for snow, but we've got rain. And I'm enjoying this peaceful, quiet time. Princess of Swords. Came out in reverse. I'm picking up the message already. When we can temper. Blanket and a cup of tea, says Lisa. I'm not doing personal readings. You can reach out for personal readings. My information is in the description box when I post this. But this is collective energy we're reading into. Temperance. Sometimes the mind can go haywire. Or hot chocolate, says Carolyn. When we're in our head too much, when we're thinking too much, and we are not finding balance for ourselves, we're not slowing down, we're not giving ourselves a time to ourselves or time to rest, slow down phase, we're not picking up and learning the lessons, we're not seeing things from a higher perspective, we're just replaying the old record, the old story, the old narrative over and over and over again. Stuck in the head, says Carolyn, yes. So there is a lot of new energy arising that's going to help us to sort of balance out the emotions. Ground also in the Temperance card. This angel has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land, and is balancing the chalices, the cups, having equal amount of water. Water is our emotions, our feelings. While behind her, interestingly enough, there's a giant glow coming from maybe a volcano. There's something that's erupting behind her. There's a lot of energy, a lot of action, a lot of explosive energy arising. And this angel's like, I'm going to stay in this very neutral place, this neutral space, because otherwise, yeah, we get stuck in the mind. The mind runs the show, and we're not able to see the bigger picture. We're not able to see clearly. And again, Mercury retrograde, it is trickster energy. So try not to believe the narrative of this, like even what we are experiencing face value. The mind's going to judge. It's going to criticize. It's going to want to like make up a definitive answer as far as what is going on. We don't have all of the pieces of the puzzle. We don't have the full picture. Just know this. We will not have the full picture most likely until at least mid-January, but when we slow down enough, we start to get potential new narratives, and that's the thing. We want to become more optimistic, more positive. We can't force it though. Yeah, Aquarius, Pisces. Hi, Atuza. Let's see here. Lack of head and heart coherence. Yeah. And again, working with the Great Attractor. Not to put fear out there, this is actually a beautiful time to create. And that the messages I've been pulling, the Empress over and over again, creative energy, very fertile energy. And it's, where are you planting your seeds? Are you planting your seeds in fertile soil? Or are you planting your seeds in like rocky desert-like terrain where nothing can grow? That's a metaphor, of course. Yeah, OCD mind, making stories up. Yep, we all have that. Clear the old and prepare for the new, says Lisa. Absolutely, yep. So we still have time. All of these retrogrades are teaching us and helping us to become much more resilient, self-aware. What's with the 9 of Pentacles? Don't forget to click that like button. I hate doing this, but I'm really determined to break through the YouTube algorithms. So please and thank you. past. Okay. The Lovers has been coming up so much lately. Martin, I sprinkle them everywhere and trust. Something might sprout when the conditions allow. Yeah, well, and we are the ones that can determine if the conditions allow. Okay. Alrighty. There's the Empress below the Three of Wands. Before I dive in, I always have to double check with the Lovers. But for many, this hopes and wishes and dreams and desires does have to do with connecting to someone, a soul connection, a spiritual partner. And realizing that holding on to the past, holding on to past baggage, holding on to what is familiar, what is known, ain't getting you anywhere, right? It's time to take one step at a time, very cautiously. This is also a card of balance, Two of Pentacles. He's very aware of the steps that he is taking in this card. Because one wrong step, he could step on a cactus or a snake. The snake also represents transformation as well. And notice that with each step, that there's trust there. Because with each trusting step, the next stepping stone appears. We got to get out of the old, though. We have to stop holding on to the past and being stubborn and stingy and saying, I don't know this way. You do. Your soul knows. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Overall, we have the Three of Wands with the Five of Cups. This is an emergence. We have the opportunity to emerge once again with our fire energy, with our passion, with our influence, I'm hearing, to rise up above what has gone wrong in the past and no longer dwelling on it. And look what's below the Five of Cups, the Magician, and Strength below that. And we have the Empress with the Three of Wands and Judgment, Two of Swords below that. So what I'm getting here is that we're in like transition from one phase of life to another. Darren says, I done a lovely song called One Step at a Time. I was 17, recorded it in 98. Oh, cool. It is one step at a time, with faith, with trust. And that's hard when we're still attached to our fears, our doubts, our wounds, the past. For some, it could have to do with money or financial security of sorts. Everybody's journey is a little bit unique and different, but these are just activators. These are just, we're all in one great collective cosmic mind, connected. We just have to get out of the mind or check the narrative, check the story. Hermit, right, which requires some time alone. Wow, you guys, these readings, they keep saying the same things, which is interesting. Another reason why I'm not even doing zodiac readings, because I feel like we have merged into more of collective energy together, and our experiences are very, there's a lot of synchronistic, serendipitous experiences from one to the other. We're all connected. The Hermit. Small steps, says Martin, but stepping nonetheless forward and upward. Yeah. Yeah. And, we do want to take those steps cautiously, mindfully, with our feminine energy, our intuitive senses, sensing and feeling and trusting the flow of life. Darren says, with Pluto moving in Aquarius now, I think baby steps are more appropriate. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And taking time to go within more often than not, because otherwise this computer up here, the mind, is going to keep running the show. Slowing down, going within, there's illumination, there's connection to your higher self, there's realization, self-awareness. We don't want to go retrograde. And here we are, confirming the Lovers is the Two of Cups. And this is the deep desire. I feel like this is the deep desire for everyone, is to have at least one human being on this planet that we can fully connect to, that we can complete sentences with, that we don't even need to have words, that yes, the Lovers is also a direct mirror to our unconscious, our blind spots, but we've worked through a lot of these things. We've had to go on this journey solo for quite some time, many of us, many years, because it's important that we undo, unpack, unload the past, especially the Chiron wounds, the inner child, the deep core wounds from childhood. And, a soul connection like this, as strong as this, will certainly mirror and trigger those, but then we end up blaming each other for the way that we're feeling and the way that we're processing and understanding this. But really, truly, this is a deep, not only desire, I feel like this is a manifestation that is coming to fruition for many. Hi, Carolyn. Sorry, got cut off. My phone needs charged. Martin, both Uranus and Pluto were retrograding when I popped up. When you popped up, you mean onto the planet? Or when you awoken? And then we have the Nine of Wands, just confirming again what we're reading on the baby steps, right? No longer clinging to the stories of the past, clinging to something from the past. Pentacles can be anything material. It can be an old version of you. But the Nine of Wands is telling, is confirming to us that yes, go forward, take baby steps, or just take those steps mindfully, but know that we are strong, we are resilient, we have survived, and we have overcome a lot. And our fire is still lit. We're still standing tall. And don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. Yeah, birthed into this carnation. Overall, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like for some, this Queen of Pentacles was actually also in reverse, which is interesting that it doesn't matter. I pick up the messages anyway. There was an imbalance between giving and receiving. An imbalance, again, head and heart cohesion for sure. And this is a past wound. And it makes it difficult sometimes to trust. Because by nature, we are givers and receivers, but it's been so distorted and we really got to clear up a lot of stuff from the past. Five of Swords below that. Had a lot of mental conflict, mental confusion, maybe not fully picking up on the messages or understanding or interpreting the messages that you're receiving from your guides, from your higher self, or even from others. Sometimes that trickster energy will come through, and if you watch or listen to a lot of readings, sometimes some readings will intentionally steer you off path to see how well you know yourself. How well do you resonate with, or what part of yourself resonates with something that actually doesn't resonate with the full picture. Hello, Dustin. I love you all. Martin says, purification of the mind and body. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we had to go through the fire. And many are still going through the fire. But the way I'm picking this up, it's like the universe is saying, you can let go now. You can let go now. It is safe. It is safe to trust. It is safe to trust your feminine power, not gender, energy. It is safe to trust your intuition. It is safe to trust the flow of life. Hello, Annette. The only time it's not safe is when we're in our own mind too much about something and we can't shut it down because, and it wants to just, it's like a recording. It just wants to keep playing the same old over and over and over again. I had a taste of that last week, just as Mercury went retrograde, and I was like, what is this? And all of the people in my life and all of the things that were like acting out were pulling on these pain points within me to see, was I going to react and respond the way I had in the past? At first I did. I like jumped through hoops and I'm like, what am I doing? So sometimes we do kind of like have a knee-jerk reaction or response to something, and we can catch ourselves in those old patterns. What are you guys saying here? Darren says, the phoenix takes flight with nobody standing there with tennis rackets waiting for it. Carolyn, this story is me. Antusa says, love you, Dustin. Yeah, I woke up this morning, like, I don't know, I don't remember my dreams, but there were a lot of times I'll wake up in the morning and I'll remember the dream, and it's like I'm in a boardroom meeting with non-physical beings, and we're like going over everything that I've learned and everything that I've absorbed and everything that I'm transmuting. And this morning was kind of similar to that, but it was just like this flood of incoming messages, and they're like the Great Attractor, and all I needed to hear was the Great Attractor, and I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, totally forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. That snapped me out of it, out of any kind of negative thinking pattern that I might have been in. Carolyn's asking, anyone from Scotland? We've got two from Ireland here. Martin says the becoming. I'd love to know where everybody is from that is participating in the chat. I know where a good bit of you are from, since we've been gathering together for quite some time now, and I so appreciate all of you, my soul family. I truly do. Okay, Three of Voices. Deeper layer. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was picking up with the Queen of Pentacles even, is that reciprocity, that give and take. And almost a fear of like, if I give of myself, if I give of trust, if I give of my energy, if I give of my time, if I give, there's a fear, there's like a holding on of something from the past where we would give and give and give and give, and it would just feed that energy from somebody else, and like it would like suck us dry, it would take from us, take from us. What does that mean? Okay. Oh, thank you, Dustin. I think that person tried that one before. I'm not falling for it. Lisa's from rainy, cold Connecticut. It's rainy, cold Pennsylvania. Here I am. Darren, born in Coombe, Dublin. My mother wanted to call me Ian, but my father would not allow it because of Ian Paisley. Tuaza's from Iran. Dustin's from Southern California. Carolyn, anyone believe in seeing and feeling others? I like friends and family from afar in their minds. Seeing and feeling others. Yeah, well, we all see and feel each other. And that's the interesting thing of the energetics of this year, because more and more people are able to. It's almost like we're all completely transparent, and anybody that's trying to hide something like behind a mask, so to speak, behind an ego, is very apparent and very obvious. It is difficult at times to feel and sense others' pain, but we rise above it and hold compassion and love in our heart for everyone, because we're all on a unique journey, and they'll get there. We all have very specific roles to play, very specific, not the roles that we think we're supposed to play, but as far as energetic influence. Speaking truth, says Gretchen. Hello. Hello from Tennessee, says Naomi. Hello. Gretchen Reed. Don't give up. That's right. Carolyn, born in Scotland. Falkirk, Scotland. Martin from Wexford, Ireland. Cold wind rady there too. Sounds like a cocoon to me. In our head. And from Tennessee. Speaking truth. Masks are obvious. Absolutely. They're so obvious. It's and at that point, I've moved beyond any type of judgment and reflect on when I was there, because we all had to play that part at some point in our life. And if we can reflect back on who we were and why we did what we did in the past, that was basically for survival. There's a lot of fear in being vulnerable and transparent because of being bullied, not feeling good enough, all of these things. So when you see somebody still wearing a facade, a false mask, just have compassion and love in your heart for them. Yes, I see pictures in my mind, says Lisa. Yes. How to do Thanksgiving? How's Thanksgiving going? My Thanksgiving today is very peaceful, very calm, very quiet, something I just cherish and love. Never felt this before until this year. Okay. Bradley Bear 8 says, I offer compassion. Yeah. And it is so important that even if, just holding space in the heart, because we all are on different stages of the journeys, different stages of awakening and understanding, and it is it's really important that we can hold space for people, because when they're ready, they'll be rising up out of that mask as well. Some people are full suit of armor, Darren says, there was a kid where I grew up. We used to call him Rocky Dennis. I never got it until I seen the film. Oh, yeah. The Elephant Man, right? Rocky Dennis. Okay. Why it's important to bring ourselves back into alignment, back into balance, and just to a neutral zone when we're in our head too much and we recognize. Yes, Cher was in it. Yep. Oh, The Mask. Yeah, but it was about the Elephant Man, or what they would call the Elephant Man, I suppose. I think. Yes. Go within, slow down. Something is illuminating itself to us. When we're in the mind too much, it's saying, warning, warning, warning. There's something from your past that is arising within you in your thoughts, and it has to do with something, some form of betrayal, backstabbing, pain, heartache, heartbreak, three of voices. It's a inner child part, or just a part within that has been suppressed, denied access to feeling. And when we allow it to arise, when we allow that to show itself, we are given the opportunity to clear and transmute that for going forward. Yes, these are tarot cards. I've got multiple tarot cards. Some people are asking for the deck. The current cards I'm reading are from the Muse Tarot. And this is from the Light Seers, sorry. We've got the Cosmic Tarot and the traditional Rider-Waite. All right, so let's keep going here. When we go within, when we're in our mind too much, maybe our mind is driving us crazy. That happens, especially in Mercury retrograde, and there can be miscommunication or no communication, and those kinds of things can drive us nuts. I know that Thanksgiving is big in the US, but really a UK thing. It must be nice. UK is not a thing. Thanksgiving. Right. I like the Light Seers deck too, Lisa, but would love to have it in the UK. Oh, Darren, you're so fun. I'm going to nickname Martin Rocky. As far as Thanksgiving goes, it's very interesting because the whole story of Thanksgiving, in my mind, I try to remain neutral, right? I do actually have indigenous blood. Well, we all do, but actually the culture of the Cherokee is in my family on my mother's side. And so the understanding of this celebration of a time where we were able to gather together with others who didn't seem or appear or look or have the same points of view, the same perspective on life as the colonizers, the pilgrims or whatever did. Oh, yeah. If that indeed happened, again, because history is his story in my mind, we don't know exactly what happened, but this became a celebratory holiday in this country. We all sat at the same table and shared our meals together and became and most likely this was a very, very energetically influenced by the planets and stars to bring unity, to bring people together and feel the gratitude of what we are given, what the earth gifts us as well, with food and shelter and water and all the things that we need to actually survive and live. I see a lot of people talking about here, the Mayflower. So keeping that energy alive is a beautiful thing. Keeping that memory alive, because that's the story that the schools tell the children and everything, that Pilgrims and Indians came together and shared recipes, shared how to cultivate food and grow food, which is a beautiful thing. But then we also know the outcome of all of that, which makes it a little difficult for me to like really get into the whole story of Thanksgiving, because we pretty much decimated most of those tribes off of the land that they basically lived on for many, 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 many civilizations. So, yes, we do enjoy eating. Whoa, here comes the sun. Here in the United States, we enjoy food, we enjoy eating, we do enjoy the company of our loved ones and friends and family, and to actually break bread with each other and talk about what it is that we're grateful for. And I know that we do that in my family, and I have been in other family Thanksgiving meals where they do that as well. Others, they just eat and watch football, which is like, you know, to each his own, right? Right, poor turkeys too, I know. So back to the reading. Going back through what pain that's still being carried over from the past is being illuminated to us, and it could be coming from the mind, from the story, is asking us to come to an emotional balance so that we can let the past be in the past and have hope, and be open to receiving for a bright new future. Learn and grow from what we've experienced in the past. And everybody on this planet has had traumatic experiences to learn and grow from. We're going back to the Nine of Pentacles, which is our dreams, our desires, what we find of value, what we are passionate about, what it is that we desire. I think I already said that. And we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups that arose after that. So desiring deeper connections, bonds, soul connection, seeing deeply into one another, intimacy, into me I see, which requires us to drop the mask, become vulnerable enough to be transparent, so that we're allowing people to see inside into us, and vice versa. Because of that mirroring effect, if I allow you to see into me, it's going to warm you up to allowing me to see into you, into me I see. Okay, so I see there's a lot of comments here. I'm not keeping up with them. All right, they all seem copacetic here. Good. And love, true love, unconditional love, divine love, which is not the distorted love of I own you. And because I read something last night, it was a beautiful blurb about how we need to really understand how we love each other and accept each other's everything. Because if we don't, then we're not even accepting our dark side, or our blind sides, or our faults, so to speak. And no, hi Dustin. Everyone in this chat has such beautiful energy. Thank you for being here now, and thank you for shining your light. Yes, thank you everybody for really bringing this energy into a beautiful, nice flow. I'm feeling it too. Yes. A tale of two births. We have the wheel with the 10 of inspiration. This is a karmic ending and beginning when it comes to love and connection and relationships to others. This is big. This is huge. What we need to let go of, what we're being asked to let go of on a collective level. Otherwise, we take another go around on the wheel of experience in relationships, is our patterns from the past. For some, this is codependency. For some, these are your patterns or your attachment styles. Anxious, avoidant, anxious avoidant. These are behaviors that we have picked up and carried with us and acted upon since childhood. These were all these patterns begin. How we related to or did not relate to our mother, father, and siblings and family, the first humans that we interact with on this planet when we're born. Just checking on the chat. Oh, yes, I will make you a moderator. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you. Okay. I don't know how it works, but I think that once I make someone a moderator, you're always a moderator, unless I take that away from you, which I would never do because I totally trust you. Anyway. A 3D inverted matrix. Yes. Yeah. All right, let me get through this reading. Okay. Back to the wheel with the 10 of inspiration. So whatever the pattern is, that is definitely should be recognized by now by each and every one of us. And these patterns have kept us in unhealthy relationships or even an unhealthy understanding of what love is. Because of that word has been deeply distorted on this planet. Love is a frequency. It's the highest vibrational frequency a human being can experience and carry with us. Hi, Kayla. I'm so ready for the 5D energy. Low vibes over it. Lisa says, time for turkey. Everyone enjoy your day. Enjoy your turkey. Happy Thanksgiving, Lisa. Supposed to be good luck. Oh, just like a bird shitting on your head. Is that good luck too? Okay. So we get an opportunity to actually clear our past, our karmic past. We still carry with us these patterns, but we recognize them. We don't act on them anymore. Mars going into retrograde, I think, is clearly going to show us, teach us how our actions have repercussions, cause and effect law. And to show us what we want to let go of. We won't want to keep doing for others what they can do for themselves, is what I see here in this 10 of inspiration. 10 of inspiration is like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep operating this way when it comes to love, when it comes to connection. I can't keep carrying all of the weight of the world. I can't keep carrying the weight of my past and the pain. And yes, we've all had experiences of being stabbed in the back, of being betrayed, of being abandoned, of being in deep pain from somebody that we told ourselves and truly felt love for. But that's conditional love. Conditional love is, I will love you, but if you do this to me, my love is gone. Now, here's the thing. We don't have to put up with, and I don't recommend staying in relationships that are abusive and unhealthy. But it is important. It takes two to have that entanglement with another. There's always a deep soul lesson there. And if we can understand what the universe, what this connection, our past connections were teaching us and helping us grow and evolve out of. And then we can clear that, see, no longer carrying that as our burden. We open ourselves up to trusting that it's safe to love again, that it's safe to purely, truly be open to love, giving and receiving of divine love. The lovers can be a divine counterpart, which will teach you a lesson for sure, for sure. And we are love frequency. Yep, yep, yep. There's nothing you can take to relieve that pleasant ache. As soon as I realize I have an avoidant pattern in therapy and trying to change it. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, Patrick. Wordplay. Amazement. A labyrinth for the mind. You know, I was reminded also of the chemicals that are released in the body when we are with certain people, when we connect with certain people. Oxytocin, which is this bubble love, like bliss. It brings us into a euphoric feeling. It's very addictive too. So it's important to know that we all carry that frequency, and it really is not the other person, but when we tap into each other's energy, it activates that oxytocin within the body. And we think that it's the other. I love this person because we love that feeling, right? So there's a difference between the old understanding of what love is and what conditional love and unconditional love is. Four of inspiration. So letting go of old attachments. Being very discerning of each and every step we take on the journey towards something new. Being reminded of where we've been, how hard we've worked, how difficult the journey of life has been for each and every one of us, and that we're still standing. We still have our light on. Strength, resilience. Passion has not gone away. Even though sometimes when we're going through a lot of really deep stuff, that torch is kind of like just a little mini pilot light inside. Four of inspiration. It's time to level up. It's time to level up when it comes to our connections with others. Family, friends, lovers, community. They're showing me stairs. This is the next step in our evolution, collectively. It is a mile marker. It is hitting a milestone, this next turn of the wheel, of the karmic wheel. It began with self-love, because we truly cannot fully love anyone or anything outside of ourselves all the way until we have that love for ourselves. We will constantly be shown in the reflection, in the mirror, where it is that we don't love ourselves, or how we still have held on to the past narrative or past pains and traumas. And that is clearing away. We have a lot of retrograde energy. It's really helping to clear that away. Muse of voices. With the Hierophant below that. The mind is powerful, but it's also a record player, a record keeper. It records every single thing that we have experienced in life, every single, and how that affected us. And it gets stored in the subconscious. It doesn't go away, but we are able to change the perspective, change the narrative when we go through the healing process and we begin to love ourselves. Ooh. Let's do an oracle. I want to pull from the Starseed. I have not pulled a card from here for a while to get a final message for us all. So I feel this energy really shifting for us in a big, beautiful way. And it could be this new moon this weekend that's going to start it all off. Make sure that your intentions are there, that your hope, your wishes, your dreams, your desires, believe in them. Trust them. What are we doing here? Oh. I'm talking to myself too, because sometimes we can get very jaded on the journey. Because there's like, you know, opportunities that open up and like we go for it and it's like, never mind, you're not ready for that. It's like when we're ready, you know, and eventually it's like the story comes back. It's never going to happen. This always happens to me. You know, what's the story of the mind? The mind is the servant when the heart becomes the master. Yeah. Yes. Yep. There's another saying. The mind is a terrible servant, but a great master. No, that's the opposite, I think. Oh, it's in this. It's in the animals deck. The mind is a great servant and a terrible master. That's what it was. And what do we become? A servant to the mind, a servant to the narrative, a servant to the story. It's exhausting. It is exhausting. Carolyn, this is me. Oh, yeah. It is all of us. We are all in this together to some degree. The great severing. Ooh, I feel this energy. Ooh. Mars energy. This is that fire. Anger, conflict, then softening to love. Sometimes in order to transmute these energies, we actually have to go into the fire. We actually have to express and feel the rage, the anger, the injustice, feel what is coming up. Maybe not necessary. And sometimes for some of us, it does require that we engage in conflict only to come back to ourselves and soften back up to love. Amaze menta mind fuggery. The great severing. Let's see if I can find it here. Here it is. Guys, see that? Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. This is a shadow card, one that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. I don't even ever remember pulling this card before, but hello, this has been the message. Can we let love in, truly? Can we trust? Can we let our guard down? Can we be vulnerable? Can we be transparent? The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others and the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Oh, I got the chills from this one. Yes, we are all innocent children spinning out on this planet. And the more of us who can continuously come back to the heart, come back to love, compassion, and hold space for others that will spin out from time to time more often than not. Remind yourself of when you had been there as well, and just hold that space of love. We don't need to engage and interact in the conflict unless it is something that's within ourselves that we still need to reconcile or resolve. Sometimes we do have to go into that fire, so to speak. But yeah, very strong, powerful message today. Don't forget the Great Attractor. What are we attracting into our experience as we pass through this very magnetic, attractive energy? Because it really is, for many people, you may be experiencing or witnessing almost instant manifestation. And that can be in form, it can be in thought, it can be in emotion, we create it all. The Great Attractor. This is a beautiful time for us to create something new for ourselves from the heart, from love. Martin says, I'll spin out some of my own love here in the collective. Thank you, Martin. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining me and adding to this love here that we are sharing and expressing and feeling and sensing. And to those who are still healing from the wounds, soften back into love is the message for everyone. So happy Thanksgiving to those of you in the United States who celebrate, and just happy, I don't know, what day is it? Thursday? That's the other weird thing, I will say. Time, this week in particular, I said this to my mom yesterday, it's only Wednesday and I feel like 3 weeks went by in this 1 week. Like time, like the amount of energy and what I can't keep track of time or the day of the week right now. And so I'm like, okay, that's where we're at. St. Andrew's Day is coming up in Scotland. Dustin, attracting peace, offering peace. Yes, yes, there we go. Because we're all in this together again, collectively. We can continue to attract peace, harmony, love, balance, unity for all. And watch the results start to pour in and show themselves to you. Thank you, Atusa. Thank you all, yes, for all of your great energy. And we will reconnect again soon. So take care. And yeah, I'll be back. Thank you. It's Martian Day every day. Have a great day or evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. So much love to you all. Bye.